Hello, Scorpio. Welcome back to Path of Enlightenment Tarot. For those of you returning to the channel, welcome back. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm Nicole. Scorps, this is your weekend read. So this is August. Oh shit, what day is it? I lost track of the dates. 22nd. It's the full, or the new moon, not the full moon. Oh my gosh, what am I saying? Like, I know I got to get that done too. So that's going to go out to channel members. I'm having a moment, sorry. I hope that your Friday has started off as wild and as wonderful as this hair of mine is today. So there's that. So Scorpio, let's get down to it. Weekend read, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, Cross Watcher, welcome as well if that's you. So with that, let's see. Let's get an overall theme here. Ooh, Spirit, this is too heavy. Emotions? I don't know. Let's get the overall. Let's see. Personal reads are open and available. That information can be found in the description box below, as well as the link to the channel memberships. Scorpio. Just Scorpio. You are fucking fierce. Right? Like, what are y'all doing on your weekends? I want to know. I want to know what the secret is, because I got sacred union and inner union. Scorpio. This, and then underlying that is courageous heart. I got the chills. I got it just hit in the solar plexus with energy. Like, Scorpio, nobody knows how to love. And just, man, dive. I don't even say dive into it, but just immerse. Genuinely immerse yourself. Like, you adapt. You are like a creature of the night that just adapts, and you can morph and do and be. I can't express to you, the last couple reads I've done, the like electromagnetic or impulse, like, I don't know how to explain that. I don't know if I'm using the right terms. But it is just such a sensation when Spirit brings in the chills for me, for you, as confirmation. And then this, it's like your body is like an electromagnetic field. Like, it's just sizzling. I don't know what else to say to that. That's such a crazy way to put it. But it's like, you can't not feel some sort of anticipation or feel good feelings, or just your intuitive it's hot right now. Like, I don't know what else to say to you besides it's hot, Scorpio. Like, it's something that cannot be downplayed. It's the wildest thing. But this sacred union, I got the chills so bad. Oh my goodness. In inner union, Scorpio, this is you, one, coming in to honor yourself. Epiphanies, realizations, moments that before made you feel less than human are now empowering to you. 333 on the clock. Spirit's giving me 5 years. Like, if you were to look at this last 5 months as to what has transpired in your life and how that has, it's weird. It's it's somehow connected to the past 5 years. But these last 5 months, 5, right, show the change that you've done. Like, when you put in all the parts of you to, to recalibrate yourself. What a difference. For some of you, this is certainly not going to resonate with everybody, but something that just caught my attention and via Spirit. And for those of you that have been with me since the beginning, know that I have spoken out quite a bit on domestic violence, because I have been the victim of. And for some of you, this could be an internal wound around that. Finding your power, finding your strength, where you were likely always in a very nervous sort of energy, walking on eggshells. That I feel like a lot of you, if you're in that situation, and honestly in any other situation where survival felt necessary, you leaned into your masculine energy to hold control of yourself, of your world. And this divine feminine and divine masculine energy that we talk about, right? Yes, other people have it, you can be male, female, doesn't matter. But it's an incorporation of feeling safe enough to allow that divine feminine to start to pop up in you and making nice with it. It's almost like that divine feminine in you has been a long lost friend. Like, I didn't know I could feel so good, is what I'm hearing from Spirit. This sacred union, I want to remind you all too, we're all on different timelines, and we know that. But there is a coming together. And I've seen this, and I think, I laugh and make jokes, like, I don't know why, haha. But ultimately, Spirit does guide me, and, that's why my channel is a bit different as far as, like, the consistency of what comes out when it comes out. Because I feel guided to do it via Spirit and not on my human control terms, or under the control or establishments of other people. This coming together might be now, it may have already happened, and it might be coming. And I feel like in the next 3 months, if you've not yet become a part of that sacred union, it is coming, okay? This is, wow, Scorpio. A weekend message, who the hell knew? Courageous heart. You are brave enough to feel deeply even when it hurts. Your heart's courage inspires others. Stay true to your emotional integrity. I don't even feel like that needs any other explanation. And I'm going to read these 2 cards to you, and we're going to get into the days of the weekend. Sacred union, you are integrating polarities within yourself, light and shadow, spirit and matter. This sacred marriage births new wholeness. Honor both sides of your being. Spirit is also bringing forth self-forgiveness. This is also forgiving yourself in past lives, forgiving those in your world as well, that subdued parts of you, whether it's your divine feminine or your divine masculine, but I'm very heavy on the divine feminine. Inner union, masculine and feminine, I'll get it out. Masculine and feminine, action and surrender, mind and heart. You are merging opposites into sacred wholeness. Scorpio, there's that word wholeness again. Honor your own completeness. Full circle moment, Scorpio. Something could happen this weekend that brings you to that, oh shit. That I kind of feel, Spirit, I feel like something is likely to transpire this weekend that brings you, Scorpio, full circle on something very specific. For all of you, it's going to look different, so I'm not going to speculate too much on what that is. It could be love, it could be work, it could be very much solely about you, or a mix of things, because they all impact one another. But this is like, I'm hearing coming home to you. Coming home to you. Marriage births new wholeness. Scorpio, this particular card, I showed you the ones yesterday. If you've seen the reading from yesterday, there was depravity and immortality. And I showed you, it's like the devil angel kind of thing. God and the devil, if you will. Take a look at those 2 sides. One is much darker, one is much lighter. There is an integration of that depravity and going, I know where I've come from, and I know where I'm going now. It's, you've got to be willing to understand your own parts of things, right? And there are people, I've said it forever, there are people that come to this world to remind you what it looks like if you don't evolve. And with that, I think you've really had those experiences with those very types of people that make a conscious choice not to up level. And when they don't, you see the destruction that it causes. You see what it does to people like yourself who live in your courageous heart. It is the most devastating thing to watch some humans act the way that they do. And you can't fix them. It's not your job. You can't live in their pain, but you've been brave enough to love wholeheartedly despite. And we could say, Scorpio, you're a hopeless romantic. Maybe. And yes, maybe Scorpio, you want to see the best potential in all people and all things, no matter what their red flags scream. But it is you, Spirit, wow, it is you that kept the love alive. That's something that nobody can take from you. We talk about living in a world where, we don't necessarily, we own things, but we really don't own them anyhow. We're forever paying a price. People who, show us that it's okay to open up and then they turn around and use it against you. Like there's always a price to be had. And Scorpio, throughout those prices that you've paid, you still loved. Even if it was in the smallest minuscule of ways within, you still found it in your heart to love and give. And probably a lot of lessons after that big one that says, did you learn that lesson, Scorpio? Can you find your boundary? Can you hold the line? Can you love yourself enough to embrace the very things about you that you have tried to see in others? And here you are. That is such a powerful message to be had on a Friday here. Like there's Spirit, there's your reward for the week. So whatever you've been doing, keep doing it, right? But this is a very, that word of wholeness. That word of wholeness is, it kind of hits me like there's something, you could have a conversation where that word comes up or something, a completeness. Again, Scorps, something coming full circle here and going, wow. Like this is it's like every time you could go, this is your biggest rebirth, but Scorpio, every time you do it, you up level even more. So it's like, yeah, this is even more potent. And as I say that, we're into 13 minutes on the clock. But because it does become more powerful for you. Yeah, last year you were at your most powerful moment then, but if you look back over it from this point or this point from now backwards past that point, you are more powerful than you've ever been before. Because it's the time lapse that has happened that has taught you so much. And you've embraced that. Like, give yourself the credit for how much you have stepped into this for yourself. That's huge. It's huge. Scorpio, my heart goes out to you. Love yourself. Love up on them. Let's see what's going on. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Oh my golly. What a message. What a message to start this off. Stay true to your emotions. I told you, I've been telling you this week, follow your heart, Scorpio. Your heart's courage inspires others. You're aligning with the right people, the right places, the right circumstances, and they will join you there. That sacred union with yourself and the inner union with yourself. And then I feel like with that inner union, somebody or something comes in with you to do that. And I think there's going to be groups, Scorpio, truthfully, groups in time that join that divine purpose with you. Scorps, it's kind of like really learning to take the rose-colored glasses off. You think about it when we enter some partnerships, even jobs, right? Whatever it applies to for you. But we want to see right? We like, oh, the potential of this possibility is unlike anything I've ever discovered before. And I'm not saying that it is or isn't, but it's almost like you feel like someone sprinkled some kind of dust over your head and was like, Scorpio, think this way. Scorpio, do it this way. Feels so so robotic. I've got control over you, Scorpio. I'm puppeteering. I'm mastering back here. It happens. I hated it, but it happens. All right, let's see. Friday for Scorpio, please, Spirit, this weekend, August, what did I say, 22nd? Yeah, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, too many cards. Intimacy, though, an air sign showing itself, we'll see. Scorpio, I feel like your partnerships, when we talk intimacy, that card's come out a lot in this new deck that I got. And I said, I think it was yesterday or the day before or something, that, you know, intimacy wasn't just sex. And the most intimate form of anything that you can have with anybody is eye contact. Your eyes, your left eye is the eye to the soul, first off. And I think I've said this before on here. I may or may not have, but if I did, you're welcome to bypass. But either way, I'm going to repeat it. When the pandemic happened, I was that person going to the store and buying paint and doing remodeling projects because I was opening up my own business in the process. And I remember walking into the store and everybody's got their mask on, right? We're doing that whole thing. And I remember looking at this guy who was much taller than me, which doesn't take much. And I remember looking at him and making eye contact. You know, we make eye contact, you smile, just in a friendly gesture. And as soon as I made eye contact, he put his head down. And it hit me then, it was probably about a month or two into the pandemic, of how fucked up our world was becoming. That we were living in such an inundated space of fear that we couldn't have human eye contact. We couldn't see into other people because, oh my God, what if they've got that breath, right? What if they're releasing viral molecules into the air and I'm going to get it and die? We shut down our connectivity as a result of human control. Where in your world have you seen that happen? Because you've been controlled by a parent, because you've been controlled by a lover, because you've been controlled by a job. Sit down, shut up, and just do as I say. You lose the very essence that makes you you. We lose the very essence in human connection. It's disgusting. That day marked for me a point of understanding the level of control that others have on us. And in the masses, nonetheless. The masses. I had never been a big fan of the news or things like that to begin with, but that was the point where I shut that shit off entirely. I'm pretty sure I was the last person to know that the pandemic was even happening. That marked the awakening on a spiritual level of what control would look like moving forward. As I say to you, and I think about this, the Spirit brought up 5 years and 5 months. It's 2025. It was 2020, 5 years ago. Funny, I bring up the pandemic, and there we are 5 years ago. You think about that control tactic. If you've questioned the conspiracies, we'll call it, around that time frame, take a look at your life from then to now. Dig deep. Dig really fucking deep. Because I guarantee you're going to see a pattern of control. Probably one you've really lived with your whole life, but the resonance of it, where it really sticks out, is in the last 5 years. This intimacy is not just about a lover relationship. It's about getting close to the people in your life. Could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. But now we're able to talk about it, right? You think back to that point when we were censored all the time. You can't say that. You can't do that. You can't tell people not to get this shot or do that thing. People were saying, I'm having a bad experience with the thing they told me to do. I'm dying. I had a good friend of mine. He had to have a kidney transplant, 28 years old, because of that thing. But we were told to sit down and shut up. Scorpio, where you're moving into, there is no more sitting down. There is no more shutting up. The silence is no longer a golden thing. It's empowering to speak what you need to say. It's empowering to let your thoughts into the world because it's the story that your soul knows. This intimacy is more than just the lovers. It's just, I'm blown away by what Spirit's bringing up today. And a marking of the new moon in Virgo today. Some of you the 23rd where you are, the 22nd here in the U.S. But man, it's all the things that you've thought. It's all the things that you became aware of. All the things you started to lean in towards and action out. And now to build upon, right? Virgo is building upon. For Friday for Scorpio, please, Spirit. Pets, again, Scorpio, all I'm going to say to that card is go back and watch yesterday's reading. That's all Date night. Date night. Dates. Scorpio, whatever this is. Water sign, there you be. Air sign, there you are. And I say there you are because I feel love isn't, thank you, Spirit. Thank you for clarifying. Love is in the air, Scorpio. And again, if you've not yet been there, it's coming. Don't get mad. I don't want to see in the comments, oh, I've waited 17 years and 300 million nights and I've counted 50 billion stars in the wait. Be poetic if you want to, that's fine. But, you know, when that Spirit's actually calling it a long lost love shows up for you, date night, Scorpio. 22 on the clock. You're gonna know. I told you yesterday, Spirits bring up the pets thing. It's like a missing and a longing. I'm gonna chew off, you know, the back heel of your slipper while I wait for you to come home because I'm in anxiety. Like something is like it's almost here. So you could just be, date night doesn't have to be with another person too though, Scorpio. It could be you with yourself or you looking forward to doing something and getting out there. Some plans, if you have plans today, for the this evening or whatever, lunches or who knows, whatever you guys are doing, I don't know. They may change a little bit, okay? Just a heads up, they might change a little bit. I mean, that's okay, we're gonna clarify. For Saturday, for Scorpio, please, Spirit, what's going on? Intuition. The red flags you ignore now will come back to bite you later. Love spell, you've been bewitched. Scorpio. That's I'm gonna get one more on that. What is that intuition about, Spirit, for Saturday? Someone is still figuring themselves out. Interesting. Scorpio, God blessed Mother Mary and Jesus. You might have somebody who is this is not going to be for everybody, but if you're dealing with somebody, if you're in a same-sex relationship kind of thing, I kind of pump the brakes a little bit because when I look at it like that, I'm going to call it a slight identity crisis, okay? Because I feel like for you, if this is you already been through that phase of figuring out what was for you and what wasn't, right? So you could look at somebody, and I think I said something similar yesterday, and be like, I know what they're going through because I've been there, right? Like, but you were also leading the way. I would just, there's going to be certain people, whether, again, same sex or not, that you see certain things. you know, you know what that I got the hiccups. You know what that looks like. So be aware around that. For those of you that that's not your storyline, we could say, this is like somebody else. Scorpio, you could have a feeling around someone from your past. This is crazy. That in the back of your mind, they continue to come up somehow. You could have a trinket or something that they've given you, or that you just have the memories of, or something to that effect. And in the back of your mind, this person's popping up, and they're popping up because your intuition is going, they're thinking of you, right? It's kind of, I don't call it telepathic communication, but you sense that, being the intuitive that you are. With that being said, this is like someone who's maybe contemplated coming back into your life, or how they can get back into your life. And if you're wondering what the hell's going on with them, the fact that I feel like they've been silent kind of speaks volumes. They don't know who the hell they even are or what they're doing. And with you, I feel I'm getting very much at the Four of Cups energy of like, what's this fool doing? How do you not have it figured out? I think I even said at one point not long ago, it's like the dating apps, and people are like, still figuring out my relationship type. What the fuck does that mean? Someone tell me, because legitimately as a human being, I'm like, what? Maybe it's emotional intelligence. I don't know. But what? Either you're in it or you're not. You either want to be monogamous or you don't. Like, they're very Scorpio, right? There is no in between. It's left or right, yes or no, good or bad. But I feel like this person, that's probably been the ongoing issue between you and this situation or person, is that they couldn't fucking figure it out. For you, Scorpio, though, I feel like that's been, like, literally, Spirit's going, let it go. Like, let it go, right? Like, because what's coming in for you, this is like a spiritual divorce. For some of you, it could be a divorce. Moving on, literally. I think I said this too yesterday. Everything's kind of repeating a little bit. Like, somebody could know something or hear something or see something to confirm. And there's that butterfly. Spirit's bringing up those butterflies again. That again, in full circle, like, if you've questioned why you left a situation or a job or a person or whatever, because you realize, like, in the middle of whatever this has been, you figured out you know what you're doing, you know where you're going. You may not have a clear picture what that looks like, but you know you ain't fucking staying here. They never did. And that part of that full circle, Scorpio, is like, it all makes sense now. It's one of those, I thank God that these things didn't work out, because who knew this would be so much better? There's something around this completeness that comes in, which I think is interesting, being that we're going into a new moon. So, I mean, we have to close things out. You can still close things out on a new moon. But it's more so, you know, we typically see the new moon, in simple terms, as the beginnings of, right, a new cycle. But this is a cycle, but with that cycle closure, at the stroke of midnight, Scorpio, from Spirit, you know, your pumpkin turns into the coach, kind of thing. You get to be Cinderella, but there's no time constraints on it after this. You don't have to be home at midnight anymore. It's kind of like everything's being reversed. Roles are being flipped. Tables are being turned. All the things. Very interesting. For Sunday, for Scorpio, please, Spirit. For Sunday, quiet, and yet here comes the next layer of the Scorpio energy in emotional challenges. But guess what? Somebody, oh, fudge sickles. Somebody's got something to say to you, Scorpio. Confession, earth sign, water sign. You could be dealing with an earth sign. I feel like more importantly, it's about stability, sanctity. I find it interesting too, looking at these two cards. They're giving to one another in the way that they've come out. I give to you, you give to me. It's given me very much a Six of Pentacles kind of energy. Someone's gonna give you some sort of information, Scorpio, and I want one more card on this. I'm gonna keep those three. Retrograde. During retrograde, that could have been the point that you decided to move on from these other situations or people in your life. And now you're seeing the benefits of that too with that. Like it's like a confession to oneself too, right? It's a confession to oneself. For Sunday, Spirit, what clarifies these? Honeymoon, patience. You have, their vacation, Scorpio. Somebody could be, I said it if we're going to get really like technical here, vacation, right? You could be going somewhere, or you maybe planning a trip or something around that. I feel like Sunday is a recognition also of some of the things you need to get through. So responsibilities, priorities, ramping up for the new work week. But somebody's got something to tell you, Scorps. I also think part of that healing for yourself is self-confessions. You're realizing something that's very, very important. So, I don't know. Let's get down to it. Let's see what all, I can't believe we're so far into this. Work, Friday, work. Pet, again, Scorpio. You know, I'm going to say this to you too, just as, it's a little sad. We had about 2 weeks ago, I found bunnies in my yard. I was weeding and I found bunnies in a very odd place. So I left them alone. There was 3 of them, babies, so super cute. And my daughter came home and I showed them to her. And so she ended up hand feeding them clover. They're adorable as can be. I'll have to put a picture up on the post side of the page. But yesterday she went to school and they were all there. Everything was fine. And she left, went to school, and before I went to pick her up, I checked on the bunnies, and one was missing. And another one was laying there dead, unfortunately. And the other one was in the bunny burrow, just scared, so scared. So I do clean up that mess. Ultimately, I think a crow came, just the way it goes around here, and did its natural thing. Pets could just be, like, pay attention to the animals in your life. Like, what's going on with them, what's transpired, what is happening, what they signify to you. You think about bunnies and the little bunny burrow. It's a whole family of bunnies, and fertility and abundance and happiness and joy, bliss. Pay attention to what's going on with your animals as well. Like, you may be trying to balance, with this on Friday, even other people's emotions. Because I feel like somebody or something around you, Scorpio, is kind of, they might be spiraling. And I don't think that it's super apparent to you quite yet. And I don't know why it's coming up that way right now. Like, if they're not giving me a whole lot on that I could share with you. Somebody could have a pet that ran away while they were at work. So do, check your collars and leashes and fences and all of those things as well. The Star, healing, 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles. Scorpio, it's like your energy brings in, you are sitting in the Star card. You bringing in hope to something, but I think someone else or something else, Scorpio, is bringing hope to you. And your self-mastery with this particular 7 of Wands, I love this 7 of Wands, because it is a mastering of herself, her solar plexus energy, her confidence, her beauty. And I talked too about those doubts, right? You could be working around, like, again, it's spirit, thank you. the communication that you're having with other people in these situations. Maybe you found your neighbor's dog and you really don't like that neighbor, but because the dog got lost and you found their dog and you're being nice and you take that dog to them, it opens up something in that connection. You're like, wow, gee, Joe across the street really isn't the asshole that I thought he was. There's something around why this is happening is healing. The ability to articulate those that feel left out or have felt like they've spiraled in the past. I hope that's all making sense, because that's a interesting message. Anything else for Friday for Scorpio? Chew, right? Thinking, deep thinking, remembering, solving puzzles. Somebody may have to call the authorities. I don't know why. You may find something that looks suspicious as well. A little sus. Scorpio, I could say to you that there's some very peculiar things going on in the world with this read, too, that you may be questioning, like what's real and what's not, on a bigger scale, on a worldly scale, not so much with you or even the people around you. But you're seeing the, again, the pandemic. Either you were getting jabbed or you weren't. There is no in between. There's something about that here, okay? So, I don't know. That's interesting to me. All right, Saturday. Guard, protect, escort, teach. I told you, it's like you've already learned the lessons here with this mystery. More unknowns, Scorpio. You trust your intuition. You're getting better and better at it every fucking day. The mystery with the sexuality card is still trying to figure themselves out. You know, someone could be defensive. Somebody could be defensive about this. This let go. Bonfire. Scorpio, what I think this boils down to is there is no more wondering for you. Like maybe somebody else that you've dealt with is still trying to figure it out. God bless them. You've figured it out. And success comes when you can be free and sing and dance and play and live and be in joy. Like there's a big focus when you let go around your home. The internal flame that burns within you, right? What was that? Was it Pat Benatar? Eternal flame. You could be having fires, and pardon for the ruckus, the cats are running rampant. But you're willing to take a chance on something here when it comes to home, and you've learned to pay attention to your intuition. You could be again connecting with somebody else elsewhere. 9 of Cups. That just you're free of whatever. As I say that, there's talk about 2 cards of freedom. Fuck yeah, Scorpio. Look at this. 9 of Cups. Light Seers Tarot, man. She's just yay, yay, yay. Judgment. That's a freedom. That's a spiritual freedom. If nothing else. Like it is just, I have done this. I am victorious in this. I am releasing this. Like you. Scorpio. And even 10 of Pentacles on the bottom. Hot damn, Scorps. If you had questions as to who you were yourself, you will not question that anymore, sweetheart. I promise you that. This is amazing, Scorpio. Amazing. 5 of Wands. You're done fighting with yourself. Like, sticks and stones, Scorpio. Somebody may have a few choice words for you. And Spirit's going, and I don't care. Is that the song, right? I don't care. I loved it. Like, yeah, like that's it. That's you, Scorpio. 3 of Cups, I'm celebrating. Choosing to be a lover and not a fighter, Scorpio, right? King of Pentacles, what's stable, steady, grounded. Ace of Cups, Queen of Swords, Page of Swords, 7 of Pentacles. Like, you have done the deeds. You have done the things. This is, that we say, right? Happy wife, happy life kind of thing. This is happy family, happy life, Scorpio. There's a cause for celebration, that everything that you've fought through. Some of you could be burning, like, you know, doing some ritual work around this new moon and burning that away and going, here I stand. I'm hearing, here I stand supported. You know what supports you and what gives to you. And even if, Spirit is saying, even if you feel like you are alone in the physical, there's a whole fucking tribe in the ethers behind you. Don't question it. This is, I've seen these spiritual weekends for you, Scorpio, and I love them. I think they're amazing for you. As I say that, Hierophant on the bottom of the deck. A fine-tuned spiritual experience, if I can get my words out. This challenge and patience honeymoon on Sunday. You guys could be, I don't know, somebody may have to return to somewhere or something, street circulation. And it may feel like this week things will be on pause for a little while. Be careful in what you display to these animals. What you display to the external world outside of your four walls, because it's like, how much do you want to let other people in outside of you for them to draw conclusions or cause a ruckus? Get what I'm saying? What else for Scorpio? Forgot. Scorpio, there is somebody in the background here. Like, they're watching. They could be watching on social media, right? I know, we have this conversation like every fucking week. But they're watching. They're like, you know, did Scorpio go get their hair done? Did Scorpio do their nails? Did Scorpio get a beard trimming? If Scorpio is doing X, Y, and Z, that's indicative that this, or this is going on in their life. Someone's watching you hard. And I do feel like this person is very much at a distance. Like, I don't think that you've had communication with them. They're waiting. It's Scorpio. It's almost like somebody's laying in wait. Like, they're waiting to see something. And I feel, Spirit, okay. Because I was kind of curious too. Like, some of the stuff that's come up, like, I feel like there's more to it, but they're not giving me a lot, right? And Spirit is saying there's a reason. It's almost like if they were to come here and cross watch for you, Scorpio, and no offense to my cross watchers out there, that would tell them more than they need to know right now. So your silence, did I say earlier silence was golden or something like that? I think I did, didn't I? As I say that to you, there's the intuition, the guard, and the 9 of Cups. Silence is golden. Protect it. Right? This is a card of protection. Protect, teach, and escort. 9 of Cups. It's gold. Right? So what's important to you, Scorpio, right now, or what you're planning or what you're working on, who you're connected to, where you're working, where you're going, there's a reason that Spirit's a bit on the silent side, but yet there's a real big message here, right? But somebody is and there's the greed card, and it's got gold on it. Somebody could even be possessive of you, or I don't think you know it though. It's an unhealthy possessive. It's different, like, than you being a parent and keeping tabs on your kids and doing things because that's your job, you know. It's somebody going, but you were mine, or you belong to this job, or oh, you left this job and you went to that, why would you go to that place? Like, it's something like that. So somebody, Scorps, is they and maybe somebody else may be kind of being conscious to what is going on, or trying to be aware of what is going on around you at this time. And Scorpio, Spirit, this is, Scorpio, are you being passive aggressive too in your own right? Like, you could be, you know, it's like people that get on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok, and they'll say that one thing, and it could be taken 1,000 different ways. So, thank you, Spirit, put words in my mouth. You're keeping people guessing by whatever you're doing. So you could be at work and someone says, oh, Scorpio, you got your hair done. Do you have a date? And you'd be like, I don't know, do I? You didn't answer them. You didn't tell him yeah, you didn't tell him no, do you? Somebody wants to know what's going on with you, and they're trying to gauge by watching something that you're doing to determine what you're doing. And I don't know if like your thing was like to go out on the weekend. I don't say go out, like not partying, but just like that's when you live your life. Like maybe Monday through Friday you work, and that was when you're, you know, like this person is familiar with your patterns or routines. I want to make that clear. They have some sort of inner knowing about your patterns, habits, and routines. So that's kind of when they're going, like Monday through Friday, they may not look at anything. They may not look at your social media. They may not try to scope you out, but they know that you go to the coffee shop on Saturday mornings and they'll drive by to see that your car's there. You know, at the end of the weekend, what did Scorpio do? Let me go check out their Instagram account and see, you know, did they take pictures? Did they post? Did they say anything? Someone's very much like, they're doing what they need to do, but they're focused on what you're doing in the background. So be aware of that, okay? It's a little fucking weird, honestly. Like I don't know what they're trying to get at, Scorpio, what they're trying to Spirit's saying mastermind. Okay? Scorpio, you've got that weird thing going on Sunday, but you also have this confessions of good things. Water and earth, that's stability. That's the perfect balance. Someone may offer to take you somewhere. Crown, like owner. Scorpio, someone's putting you on a fucking pedestal. Outside of this fruitcake over here who's being a weirdo, someone else is putting you on a fucking pedestal. And man, do you look good sitting up high, right? You've lived it, you've done it, you've conquered it, you got the fucking t-shirt, brought home the ashtray, whatever. You're letting all of that fall. Like this is a full circle kind of thing, and you could be watching sunsets with somebody. The sunset could remind you of someone who is no longer here, but your spirit guides and team are, Scorpio, they're bringing you in something. This is so mysterious. Queen of Wands, and you know it. You know this. You've got this crazy ass knowing right now, Scorpio. It's like nothing dramatic is necessarily going on, but you see pieces falling into place. It's just a matter of time. It is just a matter of when until you finally tip the scale where the curtain is dropped and you are seen again. That's gonna that video I did yesterday. It's gonna send some shockwaves, Scorpio. It really is. And it's all because other people like are holding you on high. Like you didn't choose them, you didn't choose that job, you didn't choose to stay where you had always been. The Queen of Swords, the Lovers in reverse, the Hangman, underlying that, the Queen of Wands. Seven of Swords. You got the fuck out of Dodge while the getting was getting good. You know, it was time to go. Firm, Queen of Swords. You cut out the trash. You let the trash take itself out, Scorpio. And Queen of Swords here twice. They couldn't get one by you if they fucking tried. You know. So if you just sit back in moments where you're a little unsure about some stuff, man, you sit back. Let it come to you, because I'm telling you, there's going to come a point in the next couple of weeks, if not next month, that someone's got something to say. They've been watching in the background. And it's very much, how dare you, Scorpio? And you're like, what? How dare I live? How dare I do what's important to me? There's a, you feel it. This weekend, you're feeling it, and you're feeling it in multiple ways. What you need to know the most is do not let that hyper-focus activity of where you were before in the last 5 years of control. be the thing that overrides the abundance and the beauty that's coming in. Because Scorpio, when you're doing well, whether it's us or anybody, people are going to feel some kind of way. And you know, the difference for you is intuitively, I think you're fully aware of what that means. For other people, they may think that that person is just long gone and they'll never have to deal with them again. For you, you know there's a lingering. Your intuition is screaming that to you. So you're kind of just, you're doing everything, but you're becoming super, there's something, Scorpio, that you're building. And I'm going to say it's a rebuild of a lifetime that you would kill to protect. I'm not saying do that, by the way, right? Just FYI. But you will never again let somebody cross that boundary. Like hell hath no fury on a Scorpio who's learned the fucking lessons. Because you will light them up. Mark my words, Scorpio. It's a matter of when this is coming, but in the background, in the quiet stillness of this read, as much as I've gabbed for 51 minutes, you know. As they say, live in love in private. And Scorpio, don't. It's almost like you are subtly, thank you, Spirit, subtly calling out what you know is coming. You're like, let's just get this the fuck over with. Estelle Getty with Sylvester Stallone. Or no, that wasn't it. That was, wait, Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. Did she say Make My Day? I don't know. I can't remember. It's been so long. Place it where it fits. But it is. It's like, make my day. Try me. Because they're not dealing with you from 5 years ago. There's something stirring in the background, Scorps. Somebody knows something that they're not saying to you. Or they're trying to find out information that they think that you wouldn't know about. Like they're trying to be pretty fucking sneaky. Very sneaky in how they do it. And it's a control tactic. It's a control mechanism. For you, otherwise, love, unconditional love, if you're done running from love, I'm going to tell you, I told you you're rebuilding, Hammer. If this is a love situation, do I think that there's a need to be fearful of what life, like you move on in life, like that old possessive person? Do I think you need to be fearful this time around? No, because you've got divine, and I mean divine, fucking protection around you that cannot be seen. It is a force that cannot be seen. And man, is it powerful. But you're running into a bold new existence. You are protected. And for this person and these people, or whatever that is, in the coming weeks, like FAFO, man, find out the hard way. Your new contracts are divinely protected. This isn't just the weekend, Scorpio. These are all the things you're coming to know. And this person, they want to, I'm hearing, or this situation, maybe even this job, is like, we want to put you on high, we want to put you on a pedestal, Scorpio. They want to take you away from all of that. They want to heal the wounds that they didn't create. Remember that. I'm leaving it there. What a read. Mwah. I love you all. Personal reads are open and available. Channel memberships are open. I will see you all so soon. Take care of yourselves.